Guest represents the state of New Jersey and is a member of the Homeland Security Committee. She's Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman. You have also been chosen to serve on the Select Investigative Panel on Infant Lives. What is that?
Well, I think it's an unfortunate attempt on the part of the Republican leadership to continue to attack women's health care, women's access to health care, and reproductive rights. And I really was hoping that with this new beginning with our new speaker, that we would actually have a new beginning with regard to this, too.
It stemmed from the issues of Planned Parenthood.
It stemmed from issues of Planned Parenthood, or it stemmed from Republican interpretation of problems with Planned Parenthood that have not been validated through any of the many committee meetings that they've had. So this really is nothing more than a continuation of the attack on women's rights and women's right to choose, and the negative impact that this will have on access to health care.
In fact, the chairwoman of the committee, Representative Marsha Blackburn, wrote an op-ed about the goal of the committee. Let me read you a little bit and you can respond. She said this: the focus of our investigation will be to review medical procedures of abortion providers and business practices of procurement organizations, as well as that exists between the two entities. We'll look at how Title X funds are being used to ensure taxpayer dollars are not going to fund abortion procedures. Not 1 cent of taxpayer money should be going to fund big abortion of business.
Well, first of all, I think that she's spoken to everything we already know. We know that Title X funds are not being used for abortion unless it's the case of a woman's life or rape or incest. We know that already. It's against the law to do otherwise. We know that Planned Parenthood wasn't involved in the selling of fetal tissue for profit or anything, but if it had been engaged in the availability of this tissue, it was for research purposes, just like other healthcare facilities. We know that this is an attack on a woman's right to have access to Planned Parenthood, to be able to plan families and to be able to have access to contraception. We know this. We know what Planned Parenthood does. We know what it doesn't do. We know that Planned Parenthood's role with regard to termination of pregnancies is very, very minor in terms of very small percentage of what they do. We already know that. And you know why we know that? We know that because they've held quite a few hearings on these issues. And they've tried to break down Planned Parenthood. And they've tried to get Planned Parenthood to agree to things that are not true and not so. And they're relying on these ridiculous videos that have been unmercifully edited. And we don't even bring that individual in and check his veracity.
Did those videos change the conversation about this topic, though?
Those videos just presented an opportunity for Republicans to find another way to attack a woman's right to choose. So, I've only been in Congress since January, and monthly, if not more, there's some attachment to some piece of legislation designed to limit a woman's right to make decisions regarding her health care. This is ridiculous. No one elected us to do this. They elected us to move forward with policies that will enhance our economy. If you want to deal with a woman, deal with the right to be paid the same that a man is being paid. Income disparity is an issue. They sent us there to ensure that there's no discrimination in applying for work, in living your life and being who you are. They sent us there to build highways and protect us with bridges and to ensure that public transportation, things of that nature, are efficient and effective. They did not send us there to continue to take away something that the Supreme Court has decided, that other laws have decided. They did not send us there to have this continual assault on a woman's health care.
Will this committee or this committee have subpoena powers then? Is that how it will work, and this how it will differ from other committees?
I'm not sure the breadth of what this committee is going to do. I'm not even certain that the speakers would see that it makes it's a right decision to even call it into a meeting. If I were in leadership at this moment, having had this committee organized. I would just simply not deal with it. It is not a winning issue for them.
You wrote actually an op-ed to this point, message to Speaker Ryan, let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Let's move forward. Let's talk about transportation infrastructure. Let's talk about access to health care. More access, not limited. Let's talk about economic opportunity, pay equity. Let's talk about voting rights. Let's talk about civil rights. And let us talk about moving this country forward.
Has there even been a first meeting set up for this committee yet?
Not yet.
And you haven't any indication of when you'll start?
Not yet.